Get ready to welcome an innovation leader from IBM. Kendra DeKeyrel is the Vice President of Product and Engineering, bringing over 20 years of experience driving technology, product development, and digital transformation across enterprise solutions. Her expertise spans AI, IoT, asset management, data analytics, and digital consulting, powering the solutions that are shaping the future of business and technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Kendra DeKeyrel.
Hello. Thank you guys so much for having me, all on the other side of the world. It was a very long flight over here, but I'm very happy to be here. So I want to take you through a few things today. Before I started, I want to ask a question. What is the most valuable asset that you manage in your company? You're right, it's people. It's not just any people, though. It's people that you have in your employ that understand the importance of moving from your scheduled maintenance that you're doing today to being really predictive and understanding where you need to go in the future. You need to find these people and bring them with you in order to succeed. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we've been doing in the application suite and what's coming up. Before I get going on that, one of the things I wanted to talk about was where are operational leaders spending their money? They're spending money to invest in making their assets last longer and go further for them. 44% of leaders are spending money in this space right now, but why? Nobody likes to spend money for no reason, right? The reason is that in the last few years, the cost of downtime has more than doubled. So they're dealing with how do I reduce downtime in my company? They're also dealing with their most skilled workforce is aging out. They're retiring. They need new folks to come on board, but they need them to come on board fast and quick. They need to learn how to train them better. They need to engage with the newer folks that are coming into their companies with technology that they're used to using in their normal personal lives as well. They're also struggling with, and Hans touched on it a little bit, data. Everybody has a data problem. Everyone has tons of data. Most people aren't using the data, and if they are, they're using a very small piece of it because it's so fragmented and it's in so many different places, it's really hard to get a handle on. And unfortunately, we all know that if you don't have good data, the AI that you invest in is not going to work well for you. But in Maximo, we have been around for 40 years. This year's our 40th birthday. I think we look pretty good for 40. But we've been innovating all along the way. Maximo has been the leader in the EAM space for a very, very long time, and we are not stopping the innovations. So over the last several years, you guys, I'm sure know by now, right, that we have been working on building this very integrated suite called Asset Lifecycle Management. Maximo, like I said, has been the leader in enterprise asset management for a long time. We are also a leader in asset performance management, and I'll show you later, there's a bunch of other places we're a leader too. But we thought we need to bring this all together, because if we're going to meet you where you are now and in the future, you need to have a suite of products that are going to be there for you when you're ready. So we have been pulling all of the great technology that we've had throughout the years in Maximo into the suite, along with asset performance management to help you optimize and get to that condition-based maintenance. We've also built in a bunch of additional planning capabilities that I'll take you through in a couple minutes. One of the things that last year at our Maximo World, we introduced some new parts of the suite. This, I want to thank my design team. This is the simplified version of the suite. So you might want to take a picture and zoom in on that. But it really is, there's a massive amount of capability in the suite. I am so proud of what our team has been able to accomplish over the last 4.5 years, because every one of those boxes represents a feature set that is going to help you get to where you need to be in the future. Last year, in MAS 9.0, we talked about some new things that came out, and I just wanted to remind you what those were, because we have clients that are already taking advantage of some of these capabilities in their enterprises today. Field service management. Maximo, for a long time, has had some FSM-ish capabilities, but they weren't world-class. They weren't leading. We are now a leader in the FSM space. we're able to really help you schedule and optimize where those technicians are going so that you're going to get the right technician to the right place at the right time with the right equipment to fix it right the first time. And Hans talked a little bit about quantum. I was at the IBM Research Lab in Yorktown a couple of months ago, and we were doing a briefing for one of our customers on quantum and Maximo. And it came up, and we were talking with the client. We realized, and we're starting to look into this, in the FSM space, we have opportunity to embed quantum potentially into Maximo to really help you optimize those routes and the scheduling for your technicians that are in the field. So that's some work that we're going to start to look at with research, but more fun stuff to come there. The other thing that we announced in NAS 9.0 is reliability-centered maintenance. So we have an entire library of thousands of assets that have predefined PMs, job plans to help you really make sure that you're maintaining the asset in the most optimal way. We also have the ability to have AI create those PMs and job plans for you. If we don't have an asset in our library that you have, it will help you do that as well. And then condition-based maintenance. So when we first brought APM into the suite, they were very separate, right? You had manage over here, you're managing work orders, and then over here you have your performance management. We realized that we needed to connect the two. We connected our APM capability to manage to where even if you don't have tons of sensor data coming in, SCADA data coming off of your back-end systems, you can still get benefit from the APM portfolio with the fact that we integrated it with Manage. We can pull all of your past work order history so that it can digest all of that and be able to give you either a very accurate account of what the health of that asset is, or uncover that your data is absolutely terrible and we need to help you fix it. Because that's what happens sometimes when you turn it on. You'll see, oh my gosh, I don't have good data to work with. So it's a really good, very easy set of capabilities to turn on and get value from. Okay. We released MAS 9.1 in June of this year, and there's a few things that I wanted to highlight in that release around AI, AIP, and real estate and facilities. So let's start with AI. In MAS 9.1, we released what I consider to be the foundation of the future for AI in Maximo. We released what we call the AI service. An AI service is it's sort of the exchange, if you will, between Maximo and watsonx. We take the LLMs from watsonx, we have trained them to understand Maximo, to understand assets and condition-based maintenance, and those models live within Maximo. You're entitled to watsonx with the AI service, so it's the connecting glue, if you will. So that is a foundational element. We also introduced Maximo Assistant. Maximo Assistant is going to be the way that you interact with AI in Maximo now and in the future. Right now, it can retrieve any kind of data for you. Instead of clicking through 10 different screens to find out what you've got going on, ask Maximo Assistant, how many work orders do I have open today? You can ask it, it can help you clean up your data. How many work orders are missing a certain field that you know that you're going to need if you're going to automate your condition-based maintenance? So it can retrieve that information for you, and you can take action from it right on that panel so that you don't have to go digging in. So like I said, this, I think, is the foundation of where you're going to see AI going for Maximo in the future. The other piece I want to talk about is asset investment planning. So asset investment planning is a market in and of itself. You'll see lots of competitive solutions out there. You're pulling data out of Maximo, out of SAP, out of wherever, feeding it into these AIP programs, and it's helping you do long-term asset investment planning. Should I continue to maintain this asset? Should I refurbish it? Should I replace it? What's it going to cost me in the long run? We have we're the only solution that has embedded AIP into our suite, because we want you to be able to use the data that you have already in the suite and get the most long-term value out of it. So with AIP, we have several templates that ship right out of the box to let you do the scenario planning. It takes different risk factors into account. You can also build your own, and we're infusing AI into this as well. The last one I want to talk about is, anybody know TRIRIGA? So, long time ago, when when IBM bought TRIRIGA, the goal was to bring them together. They called it TriMax at the time, and we never did it. Well, we've done it, finally. So we have Maximo for real estate and facilities now in the suite. TRIRIGA is leader in itself when it comes to the IWMS space. So managing your real estate and your facilities, there is operations and maintenance that you need to do. There is also space planning and lease accounting and capital projects that you do within your facilities that is now available within Maximo. So we've taken TRIRIGA and all of its capabilities, brought it into Maximo. It's sitting on MazCore, and you will now start to see, as we move into the future, deeper integrations between Maximo and TRIRIGA. So when you're managing your real estate, you can start to take advantage of the APM parts of the Maximo Application Suite. You can understand the health of those very expensive assets that you have within your facilities. You can start to see that we will bring TRIRIGA capabilities into Maximo Mobile. So you'll have a native mobile experience to be able to use with your real estate and facilities capabilities as well. So I'm very excited about this. This makes it easier also we have a lot of customers who have both Maximo and TRIRIGA. IBM ourselves have both Maximo and TRIRIGA. It makes it a lot easier for you to contract and try some pieces of this because you can use your Maximo app points for anything that's in the suite, and now this is. Okay. The next thing I want to talk a little bit about is what we've got going on in the future. So post 9.1, moving into 9.2. We'll have releases every quarter in our SaaS, and we'll have our next big on-prem release in 9.2. There's a few things that are coming that I think are worth calling out to you guys today. The first one is condition insights. This is coming out this quarter. So this is the next rev of AI that we've got coming out in the portfolio. It instantly can generate insights for you on a specific asset or set of assets by digging into all of the back-end data that you have about that asset and give you a very quick, summarized view of what is going on with it. If you have work coming up and maybe you should defer it because you don't need to do it, it'll tell you if you've got critical failures happening, all in one very simple summary, as you can see from there. So this agent that we're creating right here is an agent that will be part of our condition-based maintenance workflow that I'll talk about in a second, but this is coming out this quarter. The other thing I want to talk about is emissions. So within the Maximo Application Suite, we have our Invisi capabilities, Scope 1, Scope 2, Scope 3 reporting capabilities that are in the suite. But we've realized that there are a lot of customers who they don't need a very detailed emissions management set of capabilities, an actual technology set. They are doing it on spreadsheets, and it's good enough. They can keep doing it on spreadsheets for what they need it for. But what they don't have is a way to automate the emissions calculations in an easy way in a spreadsheet. So these emissions APIs, we've made them available to where you can upload a spreadsheet to it, and it'll auto-calculate your emissions for you, or you can access the API directly and embed it into any product that you may have in your portfolio. We're embedding these GHG emissions APIs in Maximo, for example, to help you calculate those. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is the evolution of AI. So we talked about condition insight. We're creating 4 new agents that are going to come with the application suite that, when strung together, will create a fully automated condition-based management workflow for you. Meaning, you've got an agent that's going to sit there and monitor constantly what's going on with your asset. It's going to detect an anomaly. It's going to raise that up. Another agent is going to go and it's going to digest what the problem is, look at past work orders, and come up with, here is what the AI thinks that you need to do with that asset. Another agent is going to actually automate the creation of the work order and assign it to the right technician at the right time, fully automated. Now, you don't have to automate all of it. Maybe you don't trust it in the beginning, but it will work, and I'm so excited about what this is going to do for you. I can't wait for you guys to play with it. Last thing I'll leave you with, just because I can and I want to brag a little bit. This is all on one page, a summary of everywhere that Maximo is a leader today. I love, this is an IDC quote. I didn't say it, but I wish I would have. It is one of the most comprehensive and widely adopted asset lifecycle management solution sets across various industries. That is 100% true. I'm, again, very proud of this team. You can see all the areas, EAM, FSM, APM, where we are leaders, even renewables, the new solution that we just bought last year. So That's my time, and I think I'll turn it over to the next speaker. Thank you guys for your time.